So this is a trip out to the Dumfries group of exchanges mainly, but with a diversion on to complete two of the Langham exchanges. So I left Carlisle, went up through Langham and eventually getting up to Esmuredale and crossed over the tops to get to Parkgate and start on the Dumfries group of exchanges. And then there was a little diversion up towards Thornhill to one exchange which has long since closed, but at a place called where we're at Closeburn, and then from Closeburn round the rest of the Dumfries group exchanges. So right down to the southern end, and then back up through Dumfries to get to the other side of the estuary, and then back out towards Carlisle. So this is a little trip round these exchanges. And the first exchange is Bentpath. So here we are on the road to Bentpath, and we'll see how it goes. Water, and there's Bentpath Exchange on the right, and fortunately a nice easy place to pull in on the left. So pulled in and got some photographs of Bentpath Exchange, and if you look on telephoneexchange.org.uk you'll find the pictures there. And from there I went on to Eskdale Muir, which was the one I'd missed on a previous visit. So up to the road end and then turn right at this junction here, and the exchange is on the right just beyond this line of trees, but you'll have a job to spot it, and we'll just go along here. I was having a look for it at this point, and it's somewhere, it's just on the right here where this pole in the cabinet is, but no parking there. So on into Eskdale Muir itself, and find somewhere to park, and then a little walk back. Oh, and look here, there's plenty of space to turn around and a little lay-by on the other side of the road to park in here. So Eskdale Muir Exchange, very small exchange. Interesting that there was a gas bottle still in the cable access point from the days of when the junction cable would have been paper core and pressurised, but it looks as though the gas bottle had been abandoned. So there we are. It's just below the road, so you go down a series of steps to get to it. So a little classic standard building, and with a generator and everything. So off we go again, and this was it. Just leave. You can just get a glimpse of the exchange. There it is, just in the distance, and then out over the tops, and the glories of the forests around this part of the world. And here we are through the forests over the top, and isn't it glorious? And empty roads with a well maintained, not a problem at all. So off we go, and then it dips down from these roads over the top, and we'll arrive in towards Parkgate. So this is onto the flatter area, and we're nearly at Parkgate now. So we'll be arriving at Parkgate Exchange, which has about 350 lines according to my notes. Bentpath incidentally had 120, and Eskdale Muir probably had somewhere in the order of 200 lines. So there we are. Here we are, turning to Parkgate, and look for somewhere to park when we find the exchange. Here's the exchange, just on the right. So a quick turn round, and there we are. There's the exchange on the left now. So we'll just pull up and park there, and get some photographs of the exchange. So from here we go to Amisfield. There's the turn off here. It's just coming up to Amisfield. Oh, there it is, but not down there. The exchange isn't in Amisfield village at all. We continue on past the village, down the road, and eventually arrive in the edge of the place where Amisfield Exchange is. It's sort of, I would say it's on the outskirts of Dumfries, but I'm sure people that live there would not describe them as the outskirts of Dumfries. So the exchange is there on the left. There's also the old exchange, which is in the building. Amisfield, where we at, has about 1,300 lines, and we left Amisfield to go to Alderguth, and there's a little church on the left there. And gosh, what a dazzling church that is. It's a tin tabernacle, painted bright red. It's an estate church, I think, reading the notes about it, and I'll have to go back and have another look at it, but it's certainly quite a dazzling building. And there it is, just coming up on the left. I thought I'd just repeat that part of the video, because I only got a brief glance of it, and then we go on to Alderguth. Here we are, Alderguth, and into the village. I think this is the sign coming up. There it is, there's a sign, we're nearly there. And the exchange, I think, is on the left. Well, but we'll soon find out. There it is, it's a wooden building, this one. This is one of the wooden ones for the day. Photographing the exchanges on the day was a bit tricky. And then we left Alderguth and went up to Closeburn. Now, Closeburn is a long since closed exchange in the Thornhill group, about 2 miles south of Thornhill. I don't know how many lines it had. Alderguth, incidentally, had about 400 lines. So it's here we are. Just find somewhere to park again. And you actually see Closeburn when I've turned round after I stopped and took the photographs, but here we are, we're just about to set off again, and away we go. Have another try, a bit of traffic, but that's it. Turn around, on the quick turn around, and head back down the road, and we're heading towards Lockfoot next, but there's Closeburn Exchange on the right, and another typical wooden building. I think it's a B building, and here we are, arriving in Lockfoot, or nearly at Lockfoot. So the road into Lockfoot village. So that involves going round back down towards Dumfries, and then round the outskirts of Dumfries on the bypass, and then heading off down the side roads to eventually arrive at Lockfoot. Lockfoot, incidentally, has about 350 lines, and it's in the village itself. It's just on the right. You can see the little building there. It's just gone out of view, and it's got the generator vent stack standing on it. Here we are in Lockfoot. There's Lockfoot Exchange. Because it was in among the houses, I thought I'd put a still in, and you can have a look at that. And as I say, it has about 350 lines in the building. So, and then we're going to leave here and go to the next place. But you can see the building's been extended. The front half is probably the original building, and then the back half's been added on at a later date as they needed more space for more equipment. And Kirkunian, I'll get the right here it is on the left. So a real standalone out in the country. My information from the old exchanges in 1997 showed it in the middle of a field in nowhere, but I think that was a coding data. So I left Kirkunian and then went on to Southwick. Southwick is here. Oh, where is it at? Southwick was a nice little one. So we go through Southwick village, and just beyond this house on the right, these houses on the right, the exchange is just off the road, so nice easy parking. There it is, it's just into the bit of car parking in front of the exchange, and there it is, nice easy parking. So just the job.
At the end of the street, turn
now,
right.
Southwick incidentally had about 200 lines. We're going to Kirkbean next, and we're going to the current exchange at Kirkbean, which has about 350 lines. It was a replacement exchange building quite some distance from the original old exchange, so there must have been either a shortage of getting a site, or that the line lengths had changed so that it needed repositioned to be more central, to get a better distribution of the lines and get a lower resistance and keep the costs down of the local. There it is, Kirkbean on the left, complete with a bit of car parking. So I took that there. I took a few. And here we are, we're on our way into Kirkbean itself. The old exchange was actually in Kirkbean. I suspect the new exchange got moved because of caravan parks and things like that. But here we are into Kirkbean old exchange, and this is Kirkbean itself, and the exchange is down this road to the right. We go down here a short distance. And let's have a look. So, through the village, nice beech hedges on both sides, and there it is on the left. Actually, it was the building was extended at some time. We'll have a little look when we turn round, and we'll see what it looks like. So, if you look carefully, you'll see that the roof is in two parts. There's a dark part and a lighter part, only just detectable, but it will have to do. And inside the building you could actually see the joint in the brickwork, because some of it was done in block and some of it was done in brick. So there's the old exchange at Kirkbean. So see, if you just have a look carefully now, you'll see the roof is in two parts, but it's all been abandoned. It's in the field. I just hopped over the fence and had a quick look at it. And we're going off to New Abbey next. And New Abbey was going to be straightforward, I thought, but I would have expected it much more in the village. But when we arrived, it's on the outskirts of the village. So into the village, did you see the black and white markers on the bridges? There's quite a few black and white bridges with black and white markers, because the bridges are quite narrow. So you just warns you that where the parapet is, that the road narrows as it goes over the bridge. And we're going to turn left up this road here, which will take us to New Abbey Exchange, which is sort of with some houses and things like that. New Abbey is about 320 lines. So there it is. It's going to be on the left. Here it is, just coming up on the left. And I'll turn round, and you might get a slightly better, well, you will get a slightly better view of it once I've turned round. Here we are, turning around, and a quick look here. There's the exchange. You can see the stack on the exhaust stack for the generator. So, New Abbey Exchange. Okay. So, off from here now. The next one was going to be Glen Capel, which was it's only 2 kilometres from New Abbey in a straight line, but it involves going all the way back into Dumfries and then back out again. So it's about a 5 or 6 kilometre, maybe even more, 7 kilometre journey to get there. So the exchange is just on the edge of Glen Capel. And here it is, another wooden building. We had a series of brick buildings, but this is a wooden one, probably a B-type building. And I was going to have to turn around here. So, turn around and see how we get on. So, having taken the photographs, I had to turn around again, because I was going to go on to back home. That was the last exchange. Glen Capel was for the day, but as it turned out, I was passing Clarencfield. So I left Glen Capel, go to Clarencfield, Um, no video of there because it was tucked off the side of the road. But the Clownsfield had an accident that a tree had blown down about a year ago and damaged the roof, and it had tarpaulin put on it, which had blown off. So it was in a bit of a sad state. But it didn't seem as though they were going to repair it properly. And probably as with a lot of the exchanges, they're in fairly poor condition buildings wise, because at a given time they will be all pensioned off as fibre to the home rolls out. So here's the map of the day I returned after there to Carlisle, and that was my day. Well, I didn't go to Carlisle, I went back home, but you end up going into Carlisle and then round the bypass to get home. Down to West Cumberland. So there we are, little tour around the exchanges. I don't know how many kilometres that was for the day, but I think it was it might have been about 400 kilometres. It was quite a longish day, but quite an enjoyable day. A bit tricky this time of the year, photographing into the sun, but 73 to 1 and all from G4VFL.